wait for your love.
Cause you don't come as the sun's not out, but I'm lucid for you.
Won't you come around, figure out what my body likes? Cause I'm down when you're down, middle of the night. Won't you come around, figure out what my body likes? You can lay me down till the sun's coming through the blind.
Welcome everybody to round 15 of Slipstream International World Series. We arrived this week at Watkins, today 20th of May, pretty much everywhere in the world. We are gonna have a temperature of 13 degrees. I thought it was gonna be sunset, but it's likely gonna be more like night, as you can see. Well, actually I need to go to the driver's briefing, so one sec that I jump into that. Driver's briefing. Alright. I started a bit too close to the time. So, starting the stage round 15. Hey everyone, I think we have still a couple of guys pending to make the move, so I'm gonna drag them. There we go. Hi everybody. Welcome to round 15, the last round of the regular series of our super long season prior to the title race next week. I'm happy to say that even though some people didn't believe it, we are reaching the end of the season with actual chances of changes in the standings. Not everything is decided. It's true that Mattia is ahead with a healthy margin. But these kind of races, the two ones that are left today with 90 minutes around Watkins Glen and next week's around a mystery track that you don't know yet about, we'll tell you after the race, will grant double points. So that is a lot of points for these races. 170 points for each of them. And Mattia now has a lead with Lucas of 140. So if anyone wants to take out Mattia and crash his car, that will give Lucas a chance. And next week we'll see. So we have Lucas second and Cactus third. So things can happen. That's the main thing that I wanted to bring forward. But anyway, back to briefing. Watkins Glen, you know, it's a very historical track, guys. 5.5 kilometers. A lot of challenging corners, elevation changes, and high speed sections. Tight or complicated proper line and braking points, particularly the chicanes that it has, require very careful threading. And going too wide on them can actually be risky, let's say that. We are not saying you're going to be punished for doing that, but it's going to be risky. So it's better to sacrifice position sometimes, mostly if you are Mattia. And then mind also the track elevation changes. They will require very precise braking, mostly when you are behind the car. Don't come whining afterwards that something happened. And long straights, a lot of opportunities for overtaking, and very high opportunity for slipstreaming, actually. So, other than that, remember that today is going to be mandatory pit stop with fuel possibility, because otherwise, I mean, you're not going to make it to the end. Someone asked, I made a mistake earlier in my career. You don't need to change tire twice. You can if you want to, but it's probably going to kill your race. One pit stop is still optimal at this kind of length. So yeah, safety is important. Careful again with the chicanes, careful with the blue flags. There is a lot of space to let through, and that's pretty much it. I'm gonna look if there is anyone that wants to speak from the community managers. Goose, Lucas, Ross, no? Well then, thank you very much. Actually, Dan is saying something. Perfect. So we're gonna have Dan joining me today for commentary. So please, if you want, put the commentary up, and it's gonna be very fun. At least following Liam and Cactus on the streaming. So have a nice race, and good luck. All right, so we are trying to figure out here to invite Dan to comment. Come to the briefing, so I can try. Well, let's move into the broadcasting camera now, and we are following Liam Curran, and let's put a different camera here. Alright. Very good. So, one sec while I figure this out. Hey Dan, invite to speak. So, there you go. Can you hear me, Dan?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Perfect. So I think this is a perfect way to go. So if people want to follow Just Commentary, they can stay here. So,
That's good to me.
were you able to join as a spectator?
Yes, I am, and I'm just firing up the race control app.
Very good. Awesome.
Trying to anyway.
Now that you mentioned that, I need to put the stewarding file on race control so the guys get the collision stuff. What was this? 15. Okay, open it and share link. How's life then? How are you doing lately, man?
I'm doing all right, man. It's pretty busy at my end of the world, and so I've been doing lots of stuff. It's always just hectic, buying trucks, doing all sorts of things for work, and occasionally getting on track.
Occasionally,
I did a midweek. I did a midweek thing with the guys, at Kailami again, so that was all right. And I'm prepping for Monza and the other midweek races that the guys have got on the PC platform there. So,
how did you find the format of the midweek? Because I did not watch and I did not race it because I'm working at that time. But how did you find it? How do you like it?
I find it well. Like the qualifying's, you got to be out in one lap kind of thing. You don't have a chance to go around again and again. And the racing was, as usual. There was a few little things here and there, but for me, I think I finished, so that was all right.
That's what I was wondering. The one-shot qualifying. So for those that might be listening, the midweek features one-shot qualifying. Like you have 5 minutes, I think it is, to make the qualifying, and then it's 30 minutes.
The whole session is 5 minutes. You got an out lap, a quali lap, and an in lap. That's it.
Right. So quite tight, no? Like if you make a mistake there, you are screwed.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which I think is fun. To be honest, I think it's quite fun.
Yeah, I think again it's more midweek madness. I think they call it. But that's
appropriate name.
It's competitive, but not so vital, perhaps. To just get in there and have a crack. I think so.
Very good, very good. Okay, let's do a roundup of who's with us today. So we have Moss, who fell asleep last week and is joining us today again, featuring the fastest lap at the moment. We have Porta, who finished second last week with an incredible performance from Lucas, who won last week, and that is unusual, having Porta or Alex around. So Yeah, let's see what happens today. Both of them obviously have the corresponding ballast, and right now on fourth, on the qualifying, we have Liam, who finished third last week. It was a quite interesting battle between Liam and Katkas, who is also here today, right now 10th. Then we have Fabio, who I roast every week for changing to the Ferrari, who's absolutely OP, currently on 5th. And then we have Vosic back as well. I think last week he had a fairly accidented race, so to say. Had to recuperate quite a few positions. Then we have Totti Gutierrez. I can't remember what he did last week. Or maybe he didn't race. I think he was in Valencia, in fact. Yeah, he was in Valencia. No, in Barcelona, watching the superbikes in person. Then
sounds like a good time, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think I saw photos of him in the paddock. One of the things he told me is that in the superbikes, they allow you to go everywhere, like to the paddock, to all zones, which is very different to MotoGP and obviously Formula One. So
that's right. Yeah, I mean it's good access, isn't it, for those different classifications of racing.
Yeah.
We had a similar experience at the Melbourne GP. Access to the V8s, also to the F2 cars, and then the drivers, things like that was pretty good. Especially if we went on the earlier days, like we went for 4 days, which was great. But get in early on the Thursday and Friday, and there's a lot more activity behind the scenes that you can get access to. So.
Oh, fantastic! So yeah, I was wondering that because my dad has never been into motorsport. So I never grew up going to these kinds of events, and when I am up, like there is no way I don't have friends around that do that, and other than Guti actually, but I'm not so much into bikes, and I don't really know what an event is in person other than Formula One. So I went to Formula One in Hungary while I was living there, and it was quite great. But just going to the stands on race day, and that was pretty much. So no other experience in motorsport.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's really good. But look, if you get a chance to come down to Melbourne one year, if you time it right, we'll go.
Awesome.
I've got the plan. Yeah, it was good. We had great fun 4 days in a row, so it was really good.
Oh man, it's like an all-in thing, yeah. You like commit totally to the race, like 4 weeks, like for races.
To the event, mate. To the
event. Yeah, to the event. Yeah, to the event.
That's it. Yeah.
People around it and all the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, I haven't been to any others, but the Melbourne one is really. It seems like a lot of fun. There was so many people there. It was packed. I'll put some pics and videos up on Discord at some stage, maybe later today. But, it was really good.
Fantastic.
But how's qualifying going, mate? We got distracted.
Yeah, no, true. Yeah, I was finishing.
Yeah,
so we have Wayne Rogers in as well. Mark Stevens also joined us up, and this King, who has been, I think, absent for a few weeks, and San Severino as well was off last week. So you notice we have a smaller grid than other parts of the series, but that's normal. That's one topic that we are going to address in a discussion tonight tonight for me, tomorrow for you guys, with the admins and so on. There's worried about the numbers, but I think it's normal. When you have normally 25 at the end of the season, you end up with half of that, right? So I'm not terribly worried as long as people have fun and they have a good race. So yeah, let's see how it goes today. We still have Moss on top and Lucas second. Lucas still he passed Porta. Yeah. So Lucas second and Porta third. The times we have 2 on the 144s and then 4 people in the 55s. And something happened with Cactus. He quit the lap. So right now, most of the people are still improving. At least most of the top 10. So with 5 minutes left, looks like the time that Moss did is absolutely candidate for the pole position. Porta just improved his own time down to 7:37 on the 44s, but might not be enough. Granted that Porta, Lucas, and Liam have the ballast from last week, but it's probably not that meaningful in comparison. So so let's see how that goes.
That's right, and I'd like to, while we have the chance, give a shout out to Mark Stevens. During the week, he gave me a hand with a bit of KLami setup and some coaching, which was very helpful.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, it was before that midweek madness race, so
That's fantastic.
we were both online. Yeah, so we just had a chat, and he was watching me and watching my understeer, so helped me out a smidge, which was good. So.
Oh man, these are the kind of people that grow the community. I 100% believe that. It's another point. I prefer having people around that like to be here than those that just come for the racing. It's a controversial topic nonetheless. You know, if you are looking for big numbers, that's never going to be the case. You're never going to have 50 people extremely engaged with the community, but you know, one of the reasons I stream here is for people to enjoy the stream, right? And then look into themselves back. Not so much for reaching to thousands of people around the world. That would be a consequence of enjoying what we do. So, yeah, quite set on that. So,
Yeah,
thanks,
that's good.
Mark.
And I think, I mean, yeah, and also, I mean, like, I'm not sure what other people's, you know, well, I don't speak Spanish and I don't speak, you know, it's a strong Italian or anything like that. So, you know, English speaking can sometimes be you know, obviously an advantage, isn't it? If most people have that language base. So,
Yeah.
depending on what people have in their armory, will maybe impact how they can engage. So.
Right, so 3 minutes left. Everyone improving laps. The most improving one is Guti, but he's still a bit far from most of the top drivers. Bisjekin, Sanseverino, and Stevens, well, Wayne Rogers, are not going for laps yet. Ah, no, Stevens is out. And they are a little bit far, 3 seconds and 4 seconds behind Porta. But up until the 8th, they're all below 2. And Cactus, he was not complaining, but he was mentioning during the week in the server that he's very far today. And he indeed is. I mean, to be fair, he's making a lap time that's probably my personal best or something like that. But the thing is, Cactus is actually fighting for something. So I mentioned it in the driver's briefing. Cactus is 3rd, and Lucas Keys is 4th, and 2nd. So the difference between them is 70 points, and 70 points in a race like today is very easy to gap it because it's twice the points, double the points, sorry. And then Chris Bosich is 4th with Rob Chandler on 5th. And right now, as per it looks like, Bosich will most likely gain points against Cactus, and the difference between them is again also only roughly 70 points. Finishing with a difference of 4 to 5 positions in a race like today, let me tell you exactly how much it is on those top positions is like 50 points, roughly like that, something like 40 to 50 points. And then next week we have the final race. So I would say there is a podium position up for grabs today.
Yeah, I think you're right, and the qualifying grid at the moment sort of it's representing, you know, the way the championship's sort of going or the scoring is. So a little bit mishap here or there, and anything could happen, as you said. Some shifts could occur at all levels.
Indeed. I'm gonna pump up the game sound a little bit, and I will remove the music when we start the race. So no one improving as of now. It looks like this for most people is gonna be the last lap, and currently still Moss on top. Oh my god, he improved down to 1:44.095. That's half a second gap to Porta, 1 second gap to Lucas. Oh my god.
Where did he find that?
Yeah, it's gonna be like, if this stays for the race, that's gonna be a very comfortable race for Moss. Very comfortable. Now, Liam is not as fast as I was expecting. I don't know what's going on with him. We'll tap into his stream later on, but he is currently behind Fabio. It's an interesting track, Watkins Glen, I guess. It's swapping many positions, and you know it's not the newest race track, sorry, but it was from the previous DLC. So obviously it's not the kind of track that everyone has raced to boredom. But yeah, like right now, Fabio is actually improving 4/10. If he nails those, he will start on third, and that is already past sector 2. Let's see what he does. 0.39, 4/10, 400. Oh, Moss gives up. Fabio keeping the 4/10, going into the last 2 turns, stepping there on the curb, on the exterior one as well. Very well threaded. He lost the 10th though, going slightly wide, not hitting the apex. He's gonna nail 1.5 tenths. That's gonna be 2 positions. He's gonna start on third. Well done, Fabio. Well done, mate. That's gonna change things a little bit even further, because Fabio is not easy to overtake during the races, and Lucas and Bosic are already on the pit stop, so they are not gonna go for another lap. Only Mattia is out, and he cancelled the lap now because he went out. Liam Curran is the only one left out there, but also cancelled the lap. So this is it, guys. This is the starting grid with Moss first, Mattia Puerta second, and Fabio Galamini third, followed by Lucas Keys, former winner, on fourth, Bosic fifth, Liam Curran on sixth, Chandler on seventh, Katkas on eighth, Gutierrez on ninth, Wayne Rogers on 10th, Mark Stevenson on 11th, Rafael and Severin on 12th, and Bisiakin on 13th. I think this is going to be very interesting. I'm not sure these positions are going to be final. I mean, certainly that never happens, but what I'm trying to say is I think race pace is going to be slightly different. I cannot believe I keep saying Lucas to Liam. Liam and Cactus are not going to find more pace than what they demonstrated during the practice and qualifying. In fact, I think Lucas had... Oh my god, if I say Lucas again to Liam. Liam had more pace during practice. It just didn't materialize during qualifying. But also the speed of the track, I think in qualifying maybe it reached optimal at the end, but during practice it was fast only. So there was also a difference there, and I don't know, maybe some of them managed to grab a bit more time through an optimal track than others. So there is 1.5 minutes to start, and I think we are ready. Let's see what people are saying here. Good luck, good luck.
Well, Raf, on that one there, this race is how long is this race today?
90 minutes.
Is it 60? 90 minutes. So there's obviously some evolution of the track, as you said, and we're starting early morning or late at night. I haven't even done any
night
research.
It was supposed to be, in my mind, it was going to be sunset, but it was 8 p.m. Okay. So it's going to start at 8 p.m. and that is... Do we have
a multiplier that...
We have 2x multipliers, so it's going to be into pitch dark very fast. Yeah.
Okay.
Because right now it's not pitch dark, yeah, but...
of course, yeah.
You see, it's like...
Yeah, so who knows how the cars will evolve and you know, during the race, as it gets colder at night, and you know, different setups might come into play differently, so you just don't know what these guys will have under the bonnet or under in the rubber.
Yeah, exactly.
20 seconds.
Very good. So yeah, track conditions optimum, temperature 18 degrees, very mild. No way. Did we fuck up the... No. Did we fuck... No. 1 sec, I need to join the...
Go for it, mate.
1 sec. Did you fuck up the server?
You done
it's okay, Raf. It's okay.
It's okay? Yeah? Okay.
It's only mandatory tires.
Ah, so you can fuel or not? Okay, fine.
Yeah,
can
you
fuel,
can,
it's
you can
not
refuel.
mandatory.
Okay, cool. All right.
I have it
bye.
set up already.
Right. So So it's fine. It's just not mandatory pitting. Yeah, which was the intended thing. So you can not pit for fuel if you want. It's just you're not gonna make it to the end. But it's fine.
So we should expect to see the guys refueling as well as doing at least one tyre change through this race, you'd expect. Is that right?
Yeah, I remember I said that during the driver's briefing, and I told my mate before the race that he asked, like, should I do 2 pit stops today? And I said, I do remember my first season that I played on Xbox. It was January last year, so 2022. I was quite fast actually at Silverstone, a pace that I did not manage to get back to, so I was doing 159s and stuff like that. And I was actually doing a very good race. I had some incidents, but nonetheless, I was doing a very good race. And I pit twice because I thought, you know, if in 60 minutes you pit once, in 90 most likely you will pit twice. But no one else pit twice. I was the only one. And obviously, the pace difference between used tires and pitting twice, mostly in Silverstone, is not worth it. So,
Okay.
I just don't go for it. Like, I think if you think about endurance races that these guys do, normally they ask you a pit stop, a stint of around 45 minutes or 60 minutes. So generally people go with one set of tires for that much distance. So yeah, it should be fine.
Alrighty, and we've got Chris starting in the pits, it looks like. As well.
Oh no,
Car
really?
55. For some reason, yeah.
Oh mama, they did it again. They did it again. All right, well, then, what is the right view so that people see the times, the time difference between themselves? Yeah, this one. So, not the broadcasting, but the basic broadcasting. Shows the name of the guy. Yeah. Need to get back into finding good overlays.
You
So
know,
many things.
You'll have to do you'll have to do a whole tutorial on that, mate. I'm not sure how you do your wizardry behind the scenes. I struggle just to turn the game on sometimes.
Yeah. Right, let me prepare. So, how long of the lap is left? Okay, 2 turns.
Yeah.
We're about to
Yeah,
get there.
you better take over, mate. Go for it.
Right, so... Right, okay, let's focus on Liam or Rob. I think Rob normally is not up there, so we hardly see him. So let's put the helicopter cam on him. And I'm gonna stop the music. We're gonna get ready to go in just a few seconds. And let's see how the first corner go. I think it's a very fast one normally. I mean, maybe normally, maybe more so when you are racing. And there we go. Nothing going up just yet. Oh yeah, no, actually Moss is losing the position to Porta. Porta goes first into the first corner. Then Fabio Galamini loses position to Lucas. And to Liam Curran. Actually he's 4th right now. Cactus went up to 6th as well. And Rob Chandler dropped to 7th, followed by Guti. No incident whatsoever that we can see. Everything under control on the back. He's checking, trailing the pack, and Bosic joining from the back. Curran currently 4th. Chandler touched with Guti. Oh, and Fabio Galamini goes wide on the chicane. I think after certain contact. Oh my God, and the rejoin pushed. I think it was Wayne Rogers out. Another change in positions. Cactus is 5th right now. Chandler 6th and Guti 7th. Fabio dropped down to 8th with San Severino. Another Ferrari from Italy following behind. And Wayne Rogers on 10th. Let's go to the top where Mattia is leading the race right now. with Moss right behind him, arguably faster than the qualifying, but right now under pressure of Lucas Keys, who's third with only 3/10 difference. Curran on fourth with almost a second gap behind Lucas, and Chandler right now overtook at Cactus. Very good move of Chandler, and Cactus, who's on pure pace from qualifying, a bit slower than Chandler. Let's see how this fight goes on. And Guti still ahead of Galamini, who was substantially faster during the qualifying. Now we saw a yellow flag in the back, and Moss set in the fastest lap, then Lucas Keys, then Liam Curran, and now Guti actually the fastest of them all. Now the group of Chandler, Cactus, Guti, and Galamini is getting very backed. We're gonna follow them, moving on to TV camera. Very good move through there. I think the key here is gonna be Fabio Galamini, really, because he's the one that managed to be much faster. But look at Guti, he's getting so close to Cactus on the straight. He's making the move on the outside. No, actually the inside, but he pulled back. A bit of poo-poo there, and everything stays the same. This is substantially the closest battle that we have right now. What did I say? A gap of 3 seconds open between the front and the mid pack. There is a distance of 3 seconds between Liam and Chandler, and in fact there's 3 seconds as well, or 2, between Lucas and Liam Curran. So wow, San Severino dropped another position against Royers. That is him going wide in there. Don't touch my mate. That's all of them going wide again there. No, not going wide. Going double, too wide. Man, that doesn't come up in my mouth. But no contact there. Guti lost positions against Fabio, which was expected. Fabio now gonna go on the chase of Cactus. And on the front, no changes so far. So let's see how Fabio trails Cactus and how he himself is going to try to overtake Chandler if he finds the pace. Looking at fastest laps, Matthias said the 1:45.2. The last one from Moss was better, but invalidated. And everyone else after the third are on 47. So there is already 2-second gap between the top 3 and the rest of the drivers. And I think right now you can see like Cactus is mildly slower than Chandler, 4:10 on last lap and on this lap. And Fabio Galamini is getting the slipstream right there. Oh, he's jacking incident. He spun. He's gonna try to rejoin now. Careful there, my mate. And Stevens following very closely to San Severino. Guti, oh, yellow car. Oh, yellow car, the yellow flag. He lost the trail now of Galamini. Galamini right behind Katkas, 0.3 seconds. I think in the next straight, he's gonna have enough slipstream to at least try to take the inside. They're going to the U-turn right now. Slowly in second gear. Now going to straight. Issues for Cactus on the exit of the turn right now. You can see Galamini is gonna. Oh my God! Why do you? No! Oh, Fabio, that contact, that's not gonna sit well with Cactus, and that was your mistake, man. We are not gonna steward it, but that was not nice, and we saw it.
Right, and yeah, right. From just having a look at the map of the track, and there's a bit of a train forming behind Rob there. So some of those little incidents is maybe because they're getting checked up. They want to carry a bit more speed, and they just can't get past. So.
Makes sense. And I think
it's just how visually that's just how it's looking.
Galamini is certainly faster. Problem is
Liam's just sitting there on his own with a little bit of space. So hopefully he can just settle in and run his race.
Yeah, let's use this opportunity. I'm gonna tap onto Liam's camera and also Steve. I'll usually on mute so that they don't bother a bit too much. Let's see if I have this rightly set up. Where's the OBS? Steve, go. So here we have Steve, who is right now 1.3 seconds behind Galamini. Judging by his face, he doesn't look happy. Let's put on the audio of the engine. The Honda always sounding so well. And he's on the chase there of Galamini. And you generally don't want to piss off Cactus. The problem is that he's not very fast today. He's finding now 1.3 seconds. We can see it on his top left. 1.4. That's bringing his fastest lap time to 1:46, which is pretty much what Liam and Chandler are doing. Galamini is still not there, so that means he's getting closer. Hopefully, Rob is gonna slow down Fabio if nothing goes up there. So we are gonna have to watch out for that. Porta, Moss, and Keys are very close together, but I think those will not get into. They don't have that much difference to actually overtake. So we might get back to that. But right now, looking at Steve, there is a fight coming in. I will step out from his cam for a sec to look at. I was gonna look at Bosic and San Severino because I thought, yeah, well, they are 0.3, so something might go in there. But look at Moss. Moss is finally getting the pace. 2/10 behind Porta. And Lucas not so far off. Let's get into bonnet view. That's a very nice slipstream to get right now to the next two turns for the last straight of the third sector. And the other one of the third sector. Let's see how he treads in this one.
Yeah, just having a look at the. Oh, sorry, mate. Just
No, go on.
with Mateo, with Mateo and Moss there, like their ping rates are very different as you look at the timetable. So Porter's ping is really slow, so that may make it more difficult to pass as well. You've got to really take your mark at the right time and not push it. You know.
Let's hope it doesn't lead to an incident. Yeah. Right. So 0.2. He cannot get any closer in a safe manner. Now this is gonna lead into the last turn and the straight. A bit wide on that apex. Let's see this slipstream. Not close enough probably to attempt an overtake. So it's gonna be on the back of the circuit with the chicane. 0.2 still. Porta going slightly wide. Now into the long section. Getting a bit closer there, maintaining the slipstream, getting there. No, is he gonna have it? No, I wouldn't. No, not close enough. Not close enough for this lap. Let's look at Bosic. He's overtaking right now San Severino. He took the inside on the first turn of the circuit and gained the position. And probably is gonna manage to leave Rafaela behind because Bosic belongs higher up. Moving into Wayne Rogers and Guti. Guti lost the pace with the faster group ahead and now is on 48s, which is similar actually to what Rogers is doing. But somehow they ended up together. So I assume that must have been a mistake from Guti. If I go into his camera, he's 1 second slower than his fastest lap. So yeah, that must mean he made a small mistake in this lap. So eventually this will turn into something. Now going into the front, Lucas got closer.
Mate. The battle has happened, hasn't it? Yeah. I think with P1 and P2 battling, sort of helped Lucas get up there. Yep.
Exactly. That's what happened, right? Because if we look at Porta and Moss, they are half a second slower than the fastest lap, and Lucas is on par of the fastest lap. So going again into the straight, I think Lucas lost it in the last two turns and is not in the slipstream right now, so that's gonna cause him to lose a 10th on this straight. Yeah, exactly, down to 1.1. Touching good apex there. And back to Wayne Rogers. He's 3/10 behind Guti. Slipstreaming here on the straight, and that is quite close. Again, it's not enough the straight to throw it, but he will. Good. he pulled back. Now, because he had to pull back, now he lost the how close he was for this section. So probably it's not going to happen here. Now Fabio is on to Chandler, improving his fastest lap of 146.5. Chandler is not on his fastest lap right now, losing 2/10. Probably, I was gonna say, it's gonna have a chance to Chandler there to overtake in a couple of laps. We're gonna go back to Moss. It's in 0.3, but then again, Fabio had a better outcome of that turn. It's gonna go wide on Rob. Rob is gonna handle it better, I think. This one, he's gonna come out on top. Is he? No. What happened there, Rob? Fabio overtook on the outside of the U-turn. That was probably, I don't know. I was gonna say the mid-engine car gripping better, or just the faster car, or I don't know. Masterclass. Very well done, Fabio. Very well done. Now we have 4 battles in orange, which is how we know they're close together. Bosic is on to Stevens, probably gonna get rid of him, in this turn. Very well done, Bosic. Chandler dropped already 1 second from Galamini, and Rogers is on to Guti still, but a bit further away. So we're gonna focus on Moss once again. Let's see if he manages to find the pace that he had during qualifying, which was 1.5 seconds faster than this. Oh, that was a big bump. Oh, look at that. It's clear that the front engine Aston Martin goes through those curves much easier than the McLaren. I think that's the sector where Mattia is struggling to keep the car under control. Yeah. Oh, look at that, going on the inside. Oh my god, they're gonna go too wide as well on this one, where Fabio overtook before. No, but this is a mid-engine corner, yeah? Okay, Mattia goes wide there. Keeps it inside and defends the interior of the next turn. Actually, no, the next turn is to the right, so he did not defend it. And Lucas joins the club again. Maybe it's a good time to tap into Lucas' camera. Let's see if I have this working. So, Goose going live in there. Let's move into him. While we keep the main view on Moss, we can see Liam almost falling asleep there. And did he? No, it's not Liam. It's Lucas. I keep confusing. Well, enjoy the view of Liam while he's extremely bored in the middle of nowhere. But we're gonna have to go into Mattia's camera because that's getting very heated. Look at that. Sorry, not Mattia's. Moss's camera. He certainly has the pace to overtake him. It's just a question of where. Probably it's. I mean, they are 2 fantastic drivers, and Mattia is right now the leader of the championship. So you would expect that he knows how to defend without crashing to anybody. Will it be a mistake of Mattia, or will it be a dive of Moss? What do you think, Dan?
Mate, I get nervous when I see the high ping rates, as I said before. So sometimes that car's jumping around in front of you. So I mean, let's hope it doesn't happen. But if it were to occur, if there was an incident of some kind or an opportunity arose, it would be nice if it was based on skill and not on a technical glitch. But sometimes that's just the nature of these games and this type of racing. You deal with what you deal with. So and it almost represents real life too sometimes. So
Absolutely. I think from what we have seen this year from Mattia, he doesn't make mistakes, right? So actually, we brought this up in the pre-race or the practice chat with the guys, the public one. They said that, wow, such an event, Mattia had a mistake on the midweek, but it was a strategical mistake rather than so much like a driving mistake. Apparently he went a bit
Okay.
off track, and he then went to pit. And in the midweek you don't have to pit, right? And
Right, yeah.
yeah. But it was not even crashing or anything, right? So
Yeah, so it wasn't really a skill error. It was maybe just an automatic response. If you've had a little bit of an off, sometimes you pit straight away once you get the opportunity.
Exactly.
So you might have just gone into an autopilot mode.
Oh my! Look at this! It's so close. It's so close. Yet I'm not getting as pumped as with other people, right? Because I don't see it happening so clearly. And Lucas is using very well the slipstream, right? So he's 0.6 behind. Probably enjoying the fight. He's on the public chat. We might actually join them to listen to them a bit later when this gets a bit more heated up. But
from Lucas's point of view, I think it's a good strategy. Just stay in touch, watch what they're doing, see where they're strong as well. For when it's your opportunity to pass. Who knows what will happen? If they're battling,
take care of the tires.
Two doors may open, and through you go. So, then knowing where you have an advantage, he's probably learning a lot right now. So if he does overtake somebody, he knows how to defend as well.
Very good point. Very good point. I was saying that Lucas Pro is in the position that if he really has the slipstream, must show the face to Porta. So if Lucas has the slipstream and is comfortable there, Porta goes a bit wide. Is he gonna close the door in there? Yeah, goes into interior. Not through there, Moss. Oh, I forgot we have probably Moss streaming as well. His own position point of view. Pelico, yeah, there we go. He's in there. I'm gonna put up his camera as well. He's so focused.
I think we're on for there's a tap there. Or maybe it was just a glitch. Moss had a red hot look. They just couldn't get through, and they got a little bit ugly from my view anyway.
Let's try to set it up. Where are you, Moss? Moss streaming. That is the one, but I'm gonna swap it like I did with the other guys. What was it? What's going on? Yeah. So rear corner, Moss. Yeah, the other way around.
Yeah, and look, the rest of the race is really just a little bit flat, I would say. It's there's not a hell of a lot going on. A lot of space between most cars. The battle is definitely at the front as we're watching it, with these three really having a real red hot crack.
Total.
And then car 71 is yakking. As these guys just entered the start-finish straight, he was just exiting, so they're coming up to their first back marker as well. They won't be too long until they're there, so you never know what that will do as well.
Good point. I messed something up, I think. Well, good thing you can see what's happening and not what I'm doing, because I'm just I'm not managing to get to do what I want.
There's a little battle too forming between Kakis and Bozic. P8, P9. They're just they're getting close and having a bit of fun. So you never know. There's a bit of action around the track. It's just very spread out at this stage.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to create this one again. Browser. Moss streaming. There we go.
We missed it.
Oh.
This is in P2, mate. What's happened there?
Oh my God!
What are you doing? Too busy watching
yeah,
everybody else.
what
Let me
happened
jump onto it. I'll see if I can dig up a replay, mate.
Yeah, what happened to Porta from first to fourth? Let's try to attempt this 30 seconds back. He was already behind 30 seconds ago, so we missed it by by a mile. Yeah, Moss is on first, Lucas second, Mattia third. Well, nonetheless, this is gonna be an interesting race, but I think probably Moss is gonna get away with murder. Yeah. Unfortunate. Well, not unfortunate. Unfortunate missing it. Not the fact that I was messing around with. There's something wrong with this view for some reason. Okay, Moss streaming. There you go. And yeah, we missed most excitement, I would imagine. So, well, there you go. Now I managed. Now this is Moss, and this is his audio. Interestingly, he has perfect setup of tires, so I'm sure that's helping. And now that he has free air, he's getting 2/10 already of improvement before the last sector. So when he gets into the last sector, I think that's gonna be even more. Right, well done, man. So now my cat arrived, and I'm having to move things around so that I can keep changing. Thank you very much, dear Catito. So what do we go next? Don't think Lucas and Porta are streaming, and I got late to cover our friend Pelico, aka Moss. So back to regular view, and let's look at what happened. So what happened, Dan? Did you see it?
Yeah, I'm just watching it now. It was on the. They entered into the start-finish straight. You know, really, Moss had a bit of a run, and then it's looks like Porter just went wide.
So no incident, yeah?
Yeah, no incident at all. Which is, yeah, I'll just back it back.
Very good. Well, now
ran wide, had to check up a little bit, and he sort of got out of it, I think. Did the right thing. The car really had an attitude change away from the apex, and the other two guys just slid through.
Very nice. So now we have another fight going on. In this case is Galamini on top of Liam, and I'm gonna put his audio so that you can see what's going on. Goose, there you go. Let's see this fight, how it closes. I think Fabio is faster. If we look at the stats, his fastest lap is 1:46.0, and fastest lap of Liam's is 1:46.6. So 6/10 that Fabio's showcasing right now. And in his camera you can see the radar, how it's showing. Careful, car on the outside, car on the inside. Lucas just commented on his own on the Discord. He's faster than Mattia, or so he feels like. Fastest laps are still not faster than Mattia, so he still keeps that purple indicator on his name. But the truth is, Moss opened the gap to Lucas of 1.6, and Lucas at least maintaining 1 second to Porta. Now, from the point of view of Fabio Galamini.
Yeah, this would be great coming through here.
Yeah.
Like, once you get through turn 1, it's just flat out all the way to that bus stop, isn't it? So, you know, maybe you lift a little and just flow the car through as it rises up the hill. So, we'll see what happens.
Very good line on the straight, I think, from Fabio. He moved aside from the slipstream to have a bit of a wider angle into first turn. Liam defended, and that keeps them very close now into the fast sector, going into the chicane. Not close enough to throw it in. Very well, both of them. Oh, Fabio going a bit wide. That's going to be a couple of tenths lost. 3 tenths, 4 tenths. Gap went up to 0.7. Still the closest fight we are witnessing. No yellow flags elsewhere. And the fight for fourth continues with Fabio, who started on third, making some mistakes but recovering them due to raw pace. Again here on the U-turn, attempting again with Liam. Now Liam protecting the interior to the next turn, taking the middle of the road. Fabio opening again like he did on turn 1. Liam going full on the curbs, going a bit wide in here, defending again. Fabio cannot find the place with Liam. Let me see Liam's face. He doesn't seem to be too bothered, to be honest. Sometimes I think the stream Twitch is just horrible for that. Like when I'm not focusing on the window, I think it loses the stream. There he goes, too wide on the straight, slightly behind to be considered too wide. Better traction from Liam, going into the turn on the interior. Fabio having to take. Oh my God, that's nearly. Well, that's track limits, but yeah. All good into the end of sector now.
And look, we're approaching the half-hour mark of the race so far as well. So, I mean, most of the guys are doing hour-long races, aren't they? You know, in normal course of events. So, how we go into the 45-minute phase and past the 1 hour mark, there might be some other fatigue issues that kick in as well later on in the race. That's something to also have a think about.
Good point. Good point.
I know I feel it.
No pits. Oh yeah, there have been 2 pit stops so far. Wayne Rogers and Bosic already did their pit stops, respectively 8th and 13th.
So am I.
We hear Lucas complaining, saying that the tires of Mattia are gone, and I think Liam's reflection on that was that his tires are also gone. Maybe the pressure that Fabio is putting onto him. And if we look back at pace, Porta is still with the fastest lap. Right behind. Oh, Cactus incident. Cactus incident. In the middle of the road. Very much in the middle of nowhere. Today is not his day. And if he actually finishes 9th, it's a great chance for pretty much everyone else to gain positions. But specifically, I think it was Bosic to tap into 3rd. Now, Bosic is 8th, so he's not having the best race either. And that means Chandler, who is 6th, could also gain positions to them. Now, from here on, I think Bosic will catch Guti. Oh, San Severino, yellow flag. Another incident in here. Tires starting to drop for these drivers. And making it complicated to keep it on track. Fabio...
That's the way I do it.
Yeah.
Raf died. Other Raf, obviously. Yeah.
And look, there's been a couple little incidents just recently, but other than that, this race has been really clean. I know there's been a lot of space between the drivers, for the most part, apart from some of those little battles. But race control's only really showing three incidents so far. So, you know, the stewards will be happy if they can maintain a clean race for the entirety. That'd be nice. Another incident.
Which one was now?
Who's that? Oh, I don't know. It's a yellow flag. 305. It's a Galamini.
Oh man, I missed it. Galamini. Oh, where did he go? I lost him.
I know it was. Yeah, it was just
Did he
on the last hairpin, and yeah.
Oh yeah, number 8 disappeared. Yeah. Oh my God! Don't tell me that he was doing such a good race. I mean, with an incident, but good race nonetheless. I was gonna mention that Cactus did pit. I was tapping into his camera before to see his tires. Now we cannot see them, I think. Let's see. Can we? Yeah, you can see them. These are the tires pre-pit. They already obviously lowered 1 psi, but he has the fronts colder than the back ones. Now there's a connection issue on his stream, but he's gonna go back in 2 seconds. And at the same time, I'm gonna tap into Goose's camera. His tires slightly cold on the borders of the rear and the right tires, but generally on on a good PSI level. The fronts left a bit low probably, but everything else on par, I think. And to close the round on tire checks, we go to Moss. I think you can see here that his tires, oh wow, the left, well, this is because it was just a left turn right now. They're quite good on the very close to the ideal for all of them, and still being trailed by Lucas and Porta, although the gaps are opening right there. So yeah.
And you know, commentators curse, mate. I just said the race was pretty clean, but yeah, Fabio and Liam have had it coming together. So I'm just watching it back now. Well, I don't. We'll have to wait and see. They both ran a bit wide into the grass, I'd say, and I think they just both lost traction, to be honest. And Fabio ended up hitting the fence
very badly, or
more
what?
so. Badly enough, yeah. He ended up doing it, spinning the car 180 and parking it on the fence, which was, I think, just near the hairpin there. That you know, about in sector 3, I think it is.
Oh, Bosic against the wall, taking some damage there, probably light damage only. But on his chase with Guti, landed on touched the wall on the exit of turn 1. Sorry, the last turn into the straight finish line straight. Now chasing Guti quite closely. It's 0.3, getting some clean air. Going back into the slipstream now. Decelerating before the chicane, getting closer on the end, and gonna sneak it in there. I think he's gonna go for a. I mean, they are both different cars. I think he has a mid-engine, so maybe in the hairpin he could go for it. Let's see how Guti defends this one. They're super close right now. 0.1. He's going to the inside. No, Guti, that's where you need to defend, mate. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Right, so yeah, if you're going to the inside with a mid-engine here, it's yours. And the next turn is right, so he totally has it. He's gonna keep this position for him after this turn. Brakes on point, and now it's up to Guti to at least continue the slipstream as much as possible to perhaps have an attempt at Chandler later on. Now, judging by fastest laps, the grid is fairly well organized. We have Moss on first with very close to Matthias' position. Lucas is second, 2/10 off the fastest lap. Then we go into 46s with Liam with a 46.6, so it's more than a second off with the top 3 guys. And oh wow, Guti going wide in there, not touching the wall, probably not too much damage to tires, but lost slipstream with Bosic from now on, so we can move elsewhere. To some people we didn't give so much airtime. There you go, Stevens, show us what you do. So as I was saying, Liam's fastest on 46.6, Chandler 46.7, so quite close. Bosic 46.5. Not faster enough to close this gap. That would take him around, what, 10 plus 10, no, by 10, 100 laps, is that right? Don't know if the math is correct. To close 10 seconds, so if you do 10 laps for 1 second, yeah, you need 100 laps to close 10 seconds, and there is not going to be that many. So most likely it's going to be a variable thing. Of pace and things like pit stop, how fast it is, and I do believe we are gonna see Bosic at least close to Chandler forward on. Now, after that we have Guti, Stevens, Bizjakin, Rogers, Cactus, and San Severino. Oh, Liam, yellow flag! Going into the pit stop. Okay, nothing to see here. Just an early pit stop, just similar to Wayne Rogers, yellow flag. Trying to put it in there again. There is traffic coming in now. Be careful with the rejoin, mate. Well done. We appreciate when people do that. So as I was saying, Cactus fastest lap is 46.5, so he belongs ahead of Chandler, but he's not gonna get there, I believe, because he had that incident. So yeah, the ground floor, the bottom of the grid is below 46s, and that is anything from 47s of Guti to 48s of Steven. Rogers actually in 47, and Sanseverino on 49. I think Sanseverino didn't practice enough. I think I have seen him doing better in previous races. Maybe it's because also it's one of the newer kind of tracks. Who knows? But yeah, things are calming down right now. Ironically,
Yes, we had a little bit of a flare up there, didn't we? There's a bit of action for the last 5 minutes or so. It all sort of was nice and passive and doing its thing, and then all of a sudden the race came alive. I took the opportunity to recap Fabio's incident, and I think both cars just went wide into a left-hand turn, and the car following, which is Fabio, they both went off onto the grass. And I think he was just a car length behind, which meant he made more contact with the wall, and he ended up turning himself after that, just coming off the wall. And it was, I think it was it Liam? I think he was with him, and he just managed to disappear off into the distance and not get tagged. So hopefully, just a racing incident, I would have thought.
Yeah, good point. And good that we have you to check those things, man, because I wouldn't have been able to. Yeah, I'm always sad to see people leave, but more specifically people like Fabio, who, if he hadn't quit any race during the season, he would be contending for podium positions almost, but certainly for 4th or 5th. And right now, if I'm not mistaken, let's remember where he was. I got you again. Come on, I cannot see anything with you. This is actually the next one, because I cannot see anything. 3. Simply. Let's see. So, as I was saying, Fabio Galamini, it's on 10th right now. His average position to finish is somewhere around 6th and 5th. Actually, I take back what I said. It's not that he quit races. No, he did not really quit races. Well, he has a 13th on round 13, so 2 rounds ago. Don't remember if that was a quitting. Probably that was quitting. Probably with the race 75% completed or something. And his first race was also a 13th. No, I know what. Right. So if Fabio wouldn't have changed his car, he would be 2nd right now. What? That is insane. That is absolutely insane. He has 422 points of penalty for changing car. Absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, some of the decisions we make. What was he in originally? What car was he driving?
He was a BMW M4, which, arguably no one of the top 7 right now has. At the beginning of the season, or during the most part of the season, most people were driving that car. But a few of them changed.
They were getting ballast, weren't they? There was so many of them.
Yeah. And the other one that changed car is Alex Venables, who's currently 11th. With 321 points penalty, but he did miss a few races. He missed.
He is today as well. He's not here today.
Yeah, exactly. So he missed 3, and today as well. But most importantly, he didn't finish 2, where he was probably 1st. And if you remember, we have this policy that you can drop 4 races or 3 during the season, right? So you can skip 3 races and still be able to compete. And I think it's one of the probably best policies we have. Point is, Alex just killed himself by changing the car. But Fabio would have been even higher up because he did not miss any race. truth to be told, at the end of the season, everyone's 3 worst races will be dropped, and maybe that would change slightly. But yeah, the thing is, Fabio would have been right now second, which is the insane thing, and he decided not to finish today, which I guess is also driven by that very same fact, right? So yeah.
So with the while you're talking about the championship and some of the back end of it, or the way it works, people enter into the championship and register, and then they're allowed to not race on 3 races, was it? Is that what you said?
Yeah. The
Yep.
3 worst
And they
results.
will still qualify to get a place in the final standings. That's how it works? But are people still allowed to come in and race like onesies and twosies, or just ad hoc throughout the season and be part of the community as well?
Exactly right.
So you're finding that balance between sort of free spirits and those guys who are more dedicated to that championship, or those who have other things pressing and are unable to do both.
Absolutely. And next season we were discussing, because initially at the beginning of the season we said that what's his name, Gibo, who's very absent this season anyway, that he would take on and stream next season, but I don't think I'm gonna have time to practice enough to be competitive. And if I'm not competitive, or not competitive, if I cannot practice a little bit for those races where I would like to compete, then I'm gonna end up quitting halfway. So I need to think that through. But yeah,
a little bit like me. I pinpointed a couple of tracks that I could learn, with the limited time I have.
Exactly.
And let's face it, we all have lives and things we have to do outside of this. So for anyone who's listening, maybe that's a way to think about it as well. If you've got a handful of tracks, like maybe 4 or 5 that you're confident with, maybe that's a good way to be involved. Just focus on those races when they come in, especially with the midweek races as well. They're all there, and you don't have to be involved in the championship wholly, but you're still involved in the racing and watching it and sometimes helping out if you get the chance. So
exactly.
That might help a lot of other, a lot of the newcomers stay engaged with what this is.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's obviously if you look at Simbrid, we have 50 people sign up, which is not realistic to the amount of people that even randomly race. So I'm not saying that, but we are the kind of league that, at least this year, because next year the intention is to do what's the word?
2 tiers, I think, is
2 tiers. Yeah, 2 splits.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
And the top one would be more. The expectation is that it's more for people that will race every week. But the second one would still be like this, like just race whenever you want, whenever you can, no stress. Like it's what I tell to the admin team. Like, I don't want you guys to feel stressed about doing this. It requires a lot of work, so it requires dedicating time to streaming, dedicating time to updating things on SingGrid, to create graphics for I don't know, Instagram, whatever else. It takes time, but it shouldn't feel like it's a burden for your life. Otherwise, you're gonna hate it, and that's not what this is for, right? So that's why.
Exactly right. Yeah, you want to be able to take this as an escape or a release from life, or a positive thing that you want to do, and if people want to be involved by doing little jobs and help the whole process, it's definitely welcome, that's for sure. And a lot of people have different skill sets, or as well. So you doing what you do with the broadcasting and all the technical side of it. Other people might be prepared to do write-ups, or capture certain images and do some video highlights, or whatever it might be. So they're the type of things that help the whole thing get ahead of steam up and keep on moving forward.
Yeah, and progressively, actually, throughout this year, maybe that's something that is not tremendously obvious to people, but at the beginning of the season I was doing everything, which was arguably too much. But throughout the season, for instance, Liam took over the server setup for the World Series. Then when we launched the midweek, I told the guys like I cannot do it. Like on Wednesdays I'm working. I cannot be paying attention to another server. So if we want to do it, I need more help. And Lucas came up.
And there's also there's also Xbox as well, isn't there? Not?
Exactly. Wow, the Xbox.
Doing that as well, so it doubles down. Yeah.
Actually, it's even more time consuming, man, because setting up export servers and SimGrid is even more time consuming. But the truth is, the Xbox guys, so there are 3 of them to begin with. So that once we handed over responsibilities to them, it was a full, big relief for me. But second to that, they are very diligent and they are loving what they are doing. So actually, probably not I don't want to make anyone feel bad on PC, but on Xbox we have grids that are maximum 29 because of how the game works for Xbox, and almost every race there is 20 plus people always. So
yeah,
there is a
great.
difference.
Hey, look, I'll interrupt, Matt, just for the time being. Mateus just exited the pits, and just to get back to the racing.
Very good, yeah.
We might have to come back to that, but we got a bit sidetracked. But so Moss hasn't pitted yet, so obviously he's in the lead. Mateus just approaching that chicane there, that in sector 1, I think it is, and Moss is not entering the pits. He's doing another fast lap, so he just passed the start finish line. So maybe we get back to the racing a little at the moment and see how that transpires when Moss has his pit stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna put now on the screen the race control snip of the pits. So as you can see, as Dan just said, everyone pit except Moss. And his stint is fine. It's 48 minutes. He probably will stop soon. We're gonna focus on him right now to see if he goes in. And the fastest pit has been done by Patia with 32 seconds, as well as Bosic, also 32 seconds. Interestingly, Bosic came out 5th after doing his pit stop. Interesting though is Liam. Yeah. The game captured 9 seconds pit stop. That is only fuel, isn't it? That must be only fuel, but if he did that, that's a fuck up. I need to go ask him.
You'd have to double check, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ask him.
Has he only done the 1 pit stop?
He did the pit stop, yeah. He did 1. Actually, it says 2 pit stops. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I thought I saw him in, and then earlier, before when we were talking about the all the back end of the gaming and so on. So I thought I saw him in, and then another pit sort of looks odd.
All right, I'm gonna go ask him. Just one second.
Yep.
Hey Liam.
Yeah.
Did you pit twice?
I done fucked up my fuel a bit.
What do you mean a bit? Not put enough?
I accidentally underfueled the car by about 20 liters.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, we guessed something like that because I was like 9 seconds pit stop. That cannot be tires, man.
Yeah, no.
Right. Okay. Well, cheers, I guess. Bye, man.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Time penalty. It'll impact his final outcome. That's for sure.
There it is. He pit twice, man. He screwed up the fuel. So he had to go again to put more fuel.
Yep. And well, today's a 1.5 hour enduro race, so you are allowed to refuel. Luckily, any other week that'll be a penalty, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. You cannot even. I think that's any other week you cannot tell the game put fuel. So you need to try to make it to the end or just quit. Actually, that happened to Alex. So when I was talking before about results throughout the season, so there was one race at least that Alex suffered from that, and I think he dropped some position at the end. It did happen. I think there is always someone every couple of races or 3 races that doesn't calculate the fuel correctly, which is fine. It's understandable, right? So it happens to me every season that I have in any league, which lately is none. There is one race where I don't put enough fuel and I do manage the end.
And look, and when you make a mistake, you need to make the most of it. You know, like find something like a silver lining in that. I did that last week at Kailami. Didn't have enough fuel, and I was running an engine map that was more fuel hungry. So I flicked it down to engine map 4, and I found that the car felt better.
It was easier to manage.
You know what I mean? So, well, yeah, just whether it became a lineal or a progressive kind of mapping. You know, it wasn't the aggressive one. So, you know, again, anyone listening or starting off or looking for different kinds of attitude from a car, sometimes the engine mapping will give you a different feel that might suit the way you drive. I mean, I'm still slow when I do it, but it felt better while I was going slow. So
that's a great point. Man. Looking now into Stiff, he's on 8th position and he has people ahead and behind. He has Stevens right behind. Actually, aiming to go faster than him. That's such a weird thing to see. Not because of Stevens, but because of Cactus, not where he belongs. And Liam is on 7th, chasing Guti. Guti obviously is not going to be able to hold him for the rest of the race, but just having a solid race, not making a lot of mistakes, right now ahead of Liam because of Liam's mistake, clearly. Anyway, matter of seconds, or I mean not laps even. I think this is probably going to be in this lap. So let's put the camera view there. Let's see if we see something fancy or what. This camera is shot. Let's see this one.
Yep, we've got Moss into the pits now.
Oh, finally. Let's see his...
I mean, what's that, 53 minutes, I think it is, something like that. So, you know, that's almost a full normal race that we would do. So those tyres must be, pretty much knackered. But we'll have to see also how much fuel he takes as well. That'll impact his time in the pit lane.
Let's put the camera onto Mr. Goose.
Yeah, we've got Matteo in 2nd position at this stage.
So he's 2nd now. That means Lucas Puput somehow.
Possibly, yeah. I'll dig up a replay in a second. We'll just watch this unfold. Moss has just started rolling. And the boys are just entering the final turn now.
Oh yeah, let's focus on that.
Yeah,
it's not like tight at all, eh? That's a big difference.
That's very disappointing.
Very disappointing, yeah.
So then, I mean, how did that happen? I mean, did Moss just have it in the groove and he had open track?
I think so, yeah.
You know,
like he did
locking in and going.
A perfect pit stop as well, 32 seconds, yeah? So the fastest lap still belonging to Porta, so it's a matter of pace, man. It's Porta dropping seconds left and right, I guess, but versus his potential.
I mean, I don't have any gaps, you know, any time differences between Porta and Keys. You know, historically, I'll just jump into a replay and have a look. Maybe there was in that overtake that happened, there might have been a bit of a time delay as well, which might have been to Moss's advantage. So, give me a look. I'll go see what I can find out.
I'm gonna look into what's the word? The time tables. So that was Lucas.
Yeah, I don't have that access. Yeah.
It doesn't let me actually for some reason. It doesn't let me go into the timetables. That's a bit silly. It shows qualifying rate and practice, but not race. So no, I cannot check it. Cannot check it. So maybe race control has. No, I don't think it has anything. Lucas.
Timing's everything, isn't it? In racing, you know, as I think it was Matteo was coming up
another
towards the
incident
end,
for Cactus.
he caught up with the back, not caught up with the back marker, but possibly impeded a little bit or delayed. Just that's part of GT racing, isn't it?
Could be.
You know, navigating all of that. So that might have made a little bit of a difference. You might have to look at a lap time if we get the chance.
It's 3 seconds lower pit, and actually the difference is 3.8. So it's partially the pit stop and something else.
Yeah, just other race like that, the overtake, perhaps the battle, as well as a little bit of a back marker. You know, there was nothing wrong. It was just you have to sometimes check your racing line and slow down a little bit to get through safely.
So we said it earlier, Bosage is on to Chandler, so clearly was faster than just 1/10 per lap, and now is, I mean, very close is just one word, but I think Bosage is 6/10 faster, so it's matter of 2 laps, I think, that this is gonna get out of the way. Now, Chandler is also known for being a fair defender. If he can, he will keep you behind. He's not going to bump you out, that's for sure, but good defender. So in the fights we have witnessed and broadcasted in the previous fights, in the previous races, sorry, he's always lasted at least there a couple of laps. The problem is, normally what we see here is someone much faster come from behind that screwed up earlier. But let's see now. Now this is the second to last race of Rob in the Bentley. He's running now Ferrari in the midweek, and I think he probably will continue on that because he's yielding quite good results. We used to be quite harsh on him. Oh, goody, yellow flag. We don't know if that was something with Liam or just by himself, but Liam goes on to 6th. So back into the story. We used to be quite harsh with Rob regarding how much, and Stevens there can be seen on the side, how much he was complaining about the Bentley being slow, which we know. I mean, if you look at statistics of LFM or whatever, it's almost never used, and it has rarely any top 10 car performance in terms of fastest lap. Oh, there you go, very close into the last turn. That's enough Slipstream to attempt the inside, but I think Chandler did come out a bit faster out of the turn, but he goes inside and throws it in, and Chandler didn't even attempt to close the door. That's something, I don't know, when I drive, I would totally compromise the turn for defending that inside. I don't consider it
I know what you mean. It's better to have a slower lap time than lose a position, I would have thought. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what we came here for, right?
That's right, to be ahead of one extra person.
Yeah.
But look, Liam and Guti, that was just a clean overtake, no dramas at all with that one. Guti maybe got it overrun a little bit and just had to slow up, so no problems there, just a clean pass.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dan. I don't know, guys, if you notice it, if you are listening, but it's so much better when we have Dan around. It helps so much and adds to the commentary. Like, it would be also today, we would be finishing the race right now. There's still 30 minutes left. It's much better with someone on the side.
Hopefully I've given you 30 minutes of entertainment or airtime, just to break up the monotony.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you don't have to play that emotional damage track anymore either.
Yeah, I guess I'm containing myself a bit today, but where do we even have
Enduro is serious stuff, right?
Serious stuff,
around.
I actually also think it cannot be brought up in the live stages. Let me go into the driver's chat just one sec.
Okay. Is that on the replays when I'm watching it?
No, in the driver's chat, I'm gonna go into an audio channel only. I think you can. Just one sec. Yeah, exactly.
Emotional damage.
Hey guys, what happened, Lucas? Why are you off pace? We know you lost 3 seconds on the what's the word? On the pit stop, but why are still you 5 behind or something like that? 8?
I almost had a massive crash at turn 2.
Ooh, mama.
I hit the curb but I like bottomed out, and yeah, it could have been a 220k an hour crash, but
All right. Well, careful, Liam, with Guti. He seems to want to get his position back. Anyway.
And I have
You know, I
nicely
don't have the
cooked
pace
my
anyway.
tires as well.
neither of us have the pace.
Well, it's been fun. Try to do better though, both of you.
Like, good advice. Good advice.
Bye.
Just get good.
Really laps on this track. I
Right.
do like it though. It's pretty flowy and got some nice elevation changes.
There we are. There we are back, man. Yeah. So apparently, bipolar. So
Good.
Lucas had a scare at one curb where he almost crashed the shit out of the car. So he lost a few more seconds.
I think we've got a bit of action there at P6, P7. Liam and Guti there, they're pushing pretty close. It's 0.3 of
Yeah.
a second at this stage.
It's trying to get back at him,
Follow.
right? It's like Liam is
Yeah,
losing
you know,
the
I
tires or
think-
something.
Yeah, well, I think Guti had that little incident where I think he might have made a mistake or got something, missed his brake.
There he
mark
goes.
and had a,
Oof! Lucas going wide, going into the last turn, and goes through. What happened to Lucas? That was to Liam. Why do I keep saying Lucas? That was very
I don't know.
poor grip out of the last turn.
yeah. Well, I think Guti's just maybe got a faster car, or that's where he was sitting earlier, and that he made that error, I think, or had an issue, and I think he's just got back on track and applied the pressure and just had the advantage. Just that small percentage, over Liam, and that's enough to make the difference.
Yeah. Looking at Liam's camera right now, he doesn't seem to be too bothered about it. He's quite smiley. His tires are perfect. Oh my God!
Yeah.
What happened there?
He's just tagged the wall.
Oh my God! I was looking
Maybe
at
a bit
Liam's camera.
Yeah, he did. Look, he's okay. I mean, he's still driving. I'm not sure if he's got any damage, but perhaps that little rush of blood after making the pass and just
Yeah.
trying to build that buffer. You just, maybe push a little bit too much.
Wow. All right. Well, that leaves us with no close competition right now. No close battle. No close fight. I think since Bosic passed Chandler, that is impossible to reach Lucas. So that's a minute between the third and fourth. Because Liam had quite a few fights with Guti, his gap to Chandler currently is 22.7 seconds. And the difference of pace in fastest lap is immaterial to close that gap. So don't think that will happen. Then Guti, I mean, we'll see the recent. So I guess I should also talk about recent laps rather than best lap anymore. We'll see when Liam puts a good lap in. His last lap was 147.0. Rob's last lap was 147.7. So 7/10 a lap actually might make it for Liam. If there are around 20 laps left or 15, we'll see. It's a bit too much, but let's see how this goes. And
There is a little battle. There's a little bit of a battle building between Katkus and
There you
Stevens
go.
at the moment. Yeah.
True.
So, again, if Katkus is not at his best today, and Mark's, as I said, he helped me out during the week, but he's pretty diligent with his methods, the way he does things. So he'll just be going into, Stevens robot mode, just trying to hunt him down, I think. So if he can keep it clean and just apply the pressure, there might be something brewing there.
yeah, that it's. I mean, that's why you never need to give up, man. Like, oh, look at that! Look at that pass on the outside because Steve made another mistake, and he is clearly bothered by his own performance today. I can't imagine his own. I guess you didn't hear that, but I played the disappointed meme.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I need to fix this out, man. Maybe for next week, like my own audio from the computer goes into the channel. So yeah, I'm sure he's disappointed. But it's just the main disappointment is driven by the fact that he had the chance at third, right? Sorry, a second rather than third. And now in the last race, this is too many points lost to actually make it. Now, on the other hand, while we look at the not the standings again, Moss, he missed quite a few races, but he's 7th right now. He did not start the last two. Today, with 170 points, he's gonna overtake Andreas Schneider, who did not race last week nor this week. Rob Chandler as well, depending on where Rob finishes. And he gets aiming at Chris Bosich for the last race. So Moss with one DNF and four non-starts. 3 of those will be dropped, of course. Could aim at a 4th at the end of the season if he wins again next week. Now, Mattia finished in 2nd this week.
Kakis has had an issue, mate. I think he's spun on that final hairpin, the tight hairpin, yeah. So it looks like he's 20 seconds back from Mark, so that's not ideal.
He's scratching his head.
Yeah,
he's clearly not happy.
Sorry to interrupt, but do you think there's with the update in the game, the 1.9 version of it, do you think guys are coming to grips with things differently, or is it the fact that this track's maybe not a standard track that most people drive? Could that be the issue?
That's a very good point. I would be more inclined to think it's the first thing, but because we have the time, I'm actually gonna check. I think Cactus. Maybe I need to look at it in LFM. I'm gonna check if he has actually driven in LFM, and if he has what's his fastest pace here in this track. That could give me an idea on what's the reason, because certainly the patch changed things, but we didn't see dramatic changes coming out of what's the word?
Like the top drivers.
Yeah, the top drivers in the last race.
They adapted
exactly.
to the change.
Yeah,
because they've got. I don't have a heap of hours invested in sim racing at all. So, for me to try and come to me, it's all new anyway. But the guys who've got a really big foundation, a lot of history there, and data as well, they'll be able to adapt to it. And then obviously other people have real life racing behind them as well. So Alex is an example where he would have he has actual analog real life experience where I don't have that, or a lot of guys don't. Insane, so being able to then take what he's learned through his whole life and adapt it to the changes that the PC or the program's given him, he's able to make some faster decisions and get his setup where he needs it.
Yeah. So I did find Katkus on LFM, but he only raced 3 races, so not really representative. And it was Catalunya, Laguna Seca, and Suzuka. So yeah, my attempt failed. he doesn't have anything.
Who knows? I mean, what injuries can you get doing this? An ingrown toenail or something like that might impact your braking. So, who knows? There might be something going on, or he might have as you said, it might have a cat jumping on his head. Who knows?
Or I guess so. Again, these guys, most of them are very young. Yeah, you and I, and mostly Rob in another league. But I was telling the guys how yesterday. So. Lately I'm working a lot of hours, sitting all the time. And yesterday I finished work around 5-6 and decided to play. So stayed in the chair playing a game called Dyson Sphere program. Quite fun. Well, fun.
Okay. Yep.
Interesting game anyway. It's my ass after 2 hours started to hurt like crazy, and I was like, I had to go to the sofa and just go there and watch something because I couldn't even sit so anymore. I'm thinking like if you have that kind of issue on the racing chairs, which are not the most comfortable generally, so the rigs, I mean, some of them, if very expensive, they have very nice chairs, but my chair is just acceptable, for instance, right? It's expensive. It was 500 euros, which in Australian dollars, that must be 800 or something like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, sure.
still, it's not a comfortable chair. So most of people race with average rigs. Can imagine, for instance, I'm tall, yeah, I'm 188. In most of positions, I don't fit well. So either my what is the bottom, the Achilles heel, so the back part of the foot, or
The tendon down there.
yeah, that part is not in good position, or the knees are touching part of the rig, or there is always something.
Yeah.
But it's, or in winter
that's
your
right. I
feet
mean,
get
I-
cold.
Yeah, I mean, I've built my own rig, yeah, and it's made out of an old exercise bike. It's a bit weird,
Wow.
but I cut it up and I did some weird things. But I've got a fiberglass seat, a Bride racing seat.
seat.
It's not a genuine. It's a replica one. But
still.
so yeah, it looks great and it feels good when you hop in it. But after a few hours, yeah, you sort of get out like an older man than you got in, and. But in a way, you know, we're talking about is Assetto Corsa Competizione a game or a simulator? So if you hopped out of a race car after 3 hours, you probably hobble out as well. So
Yeah.
maybe it's what you should do: have a race seat or an uncomfortable setup,
Yeah.
and you know, do your penance that way.
No, actually, so Guti is actually catching Liam again, by the way. But anyway, so talking about that, like the last time I aimed to race was last week. There was an endurance race that the team put together. I mean, put together in the Pan Am. What's the word? Pan Am.
Pan Am
Community?
series will do.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
So, and I said sure, I will race. And I had been away for work the whole week in Budapest, and I didn't have any time to practice. And as I came back home, I decided to change the setup of the rig. So my rig has fairly 3 positions. You can have it in Formula position, in GT position, and both of them you can have different pedal location, so to say.
Yep.
And I set it up from the beginning in Formula because that was what I thought it was cooler. It was more uncomfortable to get in and out. It's quite uncomfortable
sure,
to get in and out. And then a few months ago, I put it into GT, but with the Formula pedals, and that's where it was very uncomfortable for the feet. I started to feel the Achilles heels pain in the back, also in the front part. So it was not the natural position, and decided to change it again right before that race, and it was just a mess. So it was raining. I had no practice. I changed the rig setup. It was absolutely awful performance. And I was in GT4. No, it was in GT3. It was in the new Ferrari, which I also hadn't driven before. So it was absolutely awful. Tip for the community: don't change your rig before a race. Practice first.
Yeah, I mean, when I was coming up with my rig, I remember I think the 24 Hours of Spa was on, you know, and they focused on Valentino Rossi so much during that race and his involvement in GT3, which is great, of course. But I was just watching him in the car and other drivers as well, and just see how upright they are. You know, they're not laid back in these cars. So for me, I thought, well, if I'm racing GT3 stuff, I might try and create a GT3 environment as close as I can, that the steering wheel's relatively high, compared to your ride level and things like that. So so that's something to do. Look at real life and try to mimic it where you can, depending on what experience you're trying to create.
Yeah, no, absolutely. it has to be more comfortable for the long term, right? Like, would you imagine doing Formula One position for an endurance race? Like, that's insane.
Nah, that'd be silly. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, there has to be a reason. Someone else dropped out, I think. We have 11 players now. Watkins is still in, so it wasn't him. We have Moss on first, Porta second, 7.6 seconds gap. Oh, there you go. Guti overtaking Liam. What was that? Yeah, good. No, Liam overtaking Guti. Oh, I don't. What am I seeing? I don't know what I saw. That's not right. So Lucas third, another 7.5 seconds with Porta. Bosic 1 minute behind. Chandler 5 minutes. Sorry, 5 minutes. 6 seconds. Something must have happened to Bosic because he lost a lot of seconds again with Lucas, but he's not so far from Chandler. And Liam is 21 seconds behind. What's the word? Chandler. His last lap is very similar, so I don't think. What's the word? Yeah.
So what do we just want to track down what happened with Guti and Liam? Is that right? Is that what you're trying to establish?
Say it again.
Yeah. Did you say that Liam and Guti swapped positions? Is that?
I think I thought I saw someone.
So what's the current position? Where? I'm looking at the replay. So at the moment, Liam's in. Is he in front of or behind Guti?
Right now, he's ahead of it, 3 seconds.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe it was Stevens. It's just there are two similar colors between Guti and Stevens, and
right.
Liam. I don't think he lost position again with Guti. Like. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I saw something wrong, man.
Yeah,
because I had so many.
We were talking. Yeah, we were talking about racing sims and rigs, and we're talking about racing. Maybe we should focus on the last 11 and a half minutes. What do you think?
I don't know. Good question. I don't know, man. I'm looking at the numbers. I'm just making a mess of windows here. I think the last lap of Stevens was 5 seconds slower, so maybe it was Stevens and Guti that we saw. Now be checking yellow flag. He's going out. No risk. Number 55 will come behind him, which is Bosic soon. So yeah, it must have been Stevens and Guti, man. Probably Stevens was ahead because he lost 4 seconds and he must have been ahead. Yeah, I think that's it. Cactus yellow flag again is your record this season, man, of off tracks. Guti as well. A mistake. Tires are starting to give up. Stevens passed him again. Cactus is gonna finish on 9th position, which by this time of the season might not be a horrible result, but let's see what he did throughout the year. Cactus. Worst position was a 12th and a 9th. I guess this result might be dropped from him, but still, it's a missed chance to get double points. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just double checked the driver that just left was San Severino.
Right. You're right.
The driver, yeah, dropped out.
You're right.
I'm not sure why though. Might have lost connection to the server.
Maybe. Or yeah, because he normally doesn't give up. You know, it's an interesting one.
What's the telltale sign if someone loses connection? Do they just get airborne and freeze up in a tree? Is that how it looks?
If that's normally no, because to actually disconnect, So to be to remove themselves from the race, they need to go to the pit stop. So if you actually saw them flying away, that's a disconnection from track connection. Yeah. Is that
Yeah,
what you saw?
that's a. Oh no, I'm just asking. I mean, I've seen it happen occasionally. So,
No,
I mean, again, for those like who don't have maybe the experience across what things look like on this game, like, you know, learning about the little the bar on the side of your number and the color and how that impacts your ping, for example, knowing little things like that and what they're telling you is you know, it's useful information. So if you see a car just get airborne, you know why.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we saw it live in one of the races. Alex was, I think, third, and he was actually gonna lose position. I think either he was low on fuel or very bad on tires. I don't remember. I think it was probably, I don't remember, tire pressures very poorly. He was overheating. And Guti was gonna overtake him eventually. There were like 5 laps left to go, and we could see live how Alex would go into the sky, and then we knew it was a disconnect. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's not frustration or bad tempo. It's
Well, he did have some of those, but that was not the case. That wasn't the case. The other ones he didn't finish, he was that, yeah. And then he got upset. There was some incident or whatever. Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Well, hopefully post race there won't be too many angry beans in the drivers' chat. It should be pretty. I think it'll be pretty calm and relaxed. You know, there'll be most people have done to themselves what's been done for the most part.
Yeah.
So
as per
it's been
as per the contact tracker, we only had 6 touches. For people to know, the first one was between Mattia and number 43 Liam Curran.
Liam, that's right.
Yeah, on second minute 17. Then we had another between Liam and number 305, which I think is not here anymore. I think that might have been Fabio. Then we had
that's right. Yep.
another 2 more between Fabio and number 25, who is Cactus. Cactus is
as I'm looking at it, it's a lovely pattern. It's 43 versus 305. It's 305 versus 25, 25 versus 305, and then 305 versus 43 on those contacts. So at least there's only 3 people to deal with. We shouldn't have too many problems post race.
And interestingly enough, Bosic crashed again against the wall at the exit of the last turn, and now is just 2.6 seconds ahead of Rob Chandler. So maybe he's gonna give us some show at the end of the race. He lost 3 seconds there. His best pace is still faster than Rob, but nonetheless, the question is, how are each car's tires, and how are they gonna get to the last 5 minutes of the race that we are about to get onto? On the top, nothing changed, but there might be a battle for 4th, which would be a very good achievement for Rob, given the circumstances, and his performance throughout the season has been improving. I think with the new patch, the 1.9, his performance improved a little bit. Maybe I don't think there was specific VOP changes to the Bentley, or maybe a minor one I remember seeing, but I think maybe the car became more drivable or more on par with the rest due to the geometry changes on the tires and stuff like that. Nonetheless, cutting another 10th. Well, no, actually went up in there again. Oh yeah, 2.5 to Bosic, who's about to overtake Bisjakin. He's been shown the blue flags. Will he lose time here? He's not touching the apex anymore. He's going in there very calmly. Bisjakin doing very well, letting him pass. Bosic flashing the lights to thank him. Next one is gonna be Chandler, who's more likely to lose some time with Bisjakin. in the next sector. And in the back, who was that? Moss. Moss is actually also coming on, and we are gonna tap on his camera here for the overtake that is about to happen. So let's go.
Let's hope that Moss makes the right call, the right decisions here. I mean, there's not too much longer in the race. He's got 11 nearly a 12-second lead, you know, over Mateo. So does he really want to get tangled up in this battle for 4 or 5? You know, does he need to lap them, or does he just need to hold ground and just get to the end safely and take that P1?
Absolutely, good insight there. The tire management of Moss, absolutely perfect. All tires on the lowest end on 26.4 and 5. The ones on the left, which are a bit harder to manage, on 29 and 27, because this race has most of the fast turns being to the right. And there he is. Pisjaki moves aside. Moss is 1.3 seconds behind Chandler. That's gonna be a blue flag that is gonna come right on time for maybe Bosic and Chandler, depending on how they manage that, depending on how much time they yield on those overtakes. Will play a role in the last two laps of the race. We see Cactus going in with a lap of 2:02, so we missed it, but there must have been another yellow flag in there. Chandler and Bosic 2 seconds, 2.1. Moss going into the last turn, gonna get ahead of Chandler. Let's see where he goes. He didn't move aside and moves aside on the corner. That's another way of doing it. I don't know honestly where you lose more time. Not that Moss needs to lose a lot of time, or sorry, not that he cares so much about losing so much time right now. But anyway, moved aside, and now on to Bosic. Will he get to him in the last 2 laps? And will Chandler, who is already 1 second behind Moss, be able to get on that slipstream with a chance of overtaking Bosic when Moss gets out?
Yeah, that's right, mate. I was just thinking that, like, I mean, you know, Moss has gone past, but so is Chris going to feel the pressure of this lead car coming up behind him, and trying to process the defending and letting that car get past or not? So that may, you know, not to say it's too much to compute, but you know, it might be the pressure that it takes to cause a little error or something like that, and Rob may be able to pounce on it. You just never know.
Yeah. Right now, Rob lost another second, and Bosic is obviously getting closer, but I think with 1 lap left besides this one, it's probably not gonna be good enough for Rob. And on the back, nothing is moving. The closest fight is between Stevens and Kuti, but that's not a fight, it's 5 seconds gap. Chandler is completely letting go. 2.8 to Moss, 5 seconds to Bosic. Last lap from Chandler was 150. That is 2.5 seconds from Bosic. I believe not the right call opening that much on turn 1 to let Moss pass, mostly when you had a position on target. Now clearly he's going slower and slower, keeps losing seconds everywhere. Probably he just gave up right now. He just wants to get to the end. Bosic, he continues on pace, actually similar pace to Porta. Porta maybe also suffering tire degradation. And Lucas Keys being the fastest on track right now with 146.4, very, very close to the fastest lap of the race of Moss of 1:44.490. So the last lap, no, sorry, that's 2 seconds different, forget what I said. So no, actually in the fastest lap terms, Lucas did not manage to get into 1:44, so it's just the pace right now with used tires and low fuel that is, oh, Moss, careful there, that is actually dictating some gap differences. But yeah, seems like we're all set. We're gonna focus on Moss camera, personal one, and on his TV camera for the last part of the race. 2 turns for him to go. He's gonna be the winner of the round 15 endurance around Watkins Glen. Very good achievement for Moss, who with this closes a fantastic regular series where I think we'll be fighting for 3rd position, I think, on the last race, which is gonna be also double points. So congratulations, Moss. And on 2nd, we are now seeing Porta come through, and we are seeing Lucas coming 3rd, and Bosic is still halfway to go there, but Chandler finished 5th, Liam Curran finished 6th, Gutierrez finished 7th, Stevens gonna finish 8th, Cactus on his most disappointing race so far, finishing 9th, and Bishyakin and Wayne Rogers finishing 10th and 11th respectively. Congratulations to everyone. Any closing thought, Dan?
No, I mean, it was maybe not exciting all the way through, but an hour and a half of racing is a fair amount, and the guys did really well. So well done, everybody, and yeah, good racing all round. Yeah, it was fun to try and help you out with some commentary, mate.
It was a pleasure to have you, man. Thank you very much, everybody. See you next week in Premier, because no one on the league knows about this. Valencia, that's gonna be our title race with the weather of probably 20-something degrees, because it's getting hot around here, with low chance of rain, but existing. So there might be some showers throughout the race. We'll need to see about that. Thank you very much, and again, see you next week. See ya, Dan.
All right, bye, mate. See ya.